Buddy the dog. What are you doing, pal? It's kind of early, isn't it? Sleepy? Yeah. Me too, pal. So, what you're gonna see here, this video is kind of a mixed match of things. Footage that was shot over the last couple days. And there's been a lot of stuff happen. I mean, basically, it rained a bunch, and then what do? So, I'll explain more about what's all in this video here right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Rusty Oliver Man, and basically the footage you're gonna see is stuff that happened on the weekend, a Saturday and a Sunday. So, like I said, it rained about 3.5 inches here on that, when was that, Friday or Thursday night into Friday. And yeah, what do? You know, we worked on the 4150 a little bit that day because that was all we could do. And Saturday I went to an auction, and then I'm trying to think. Yeah, Saturday was the day. Dad was trying to cut hay, and everything was going great. In the video clip you'll see we're over there. He was messing with his hay mower, and he got that ready to go and was out there. And a little while later, I get a text that there's something majorly wrong with the tractor. And so I went over there and looked at it, and it slips. Basically, what's happened is the foot clutch is burned out, because on the Alice Chalmers, the foot clutch also drives the PTO. And anyway, you could tell when you were running it with the PTO on, you could step on the brakes and everything would slow down. The ground travel would slow down, the PTO would slow down. So it's gonna need a foot clutch, and that's just the way that it is. And so that's a project I guess we'll see on this channel at some point, because I'll be the one ending up doing that. It's not gonna be fun because it has a loader on it, and you have to split it, you know, to do that. About every other brand of tractor other than these, you have to split to do almost anything, you know. On these, you can work on almost anything with them sitting on their four wheels. So that's one of the things that I never really realized growing up, because we always had these. So, you know, these are pretty easy to work on, and everything else you have to block up and build stands or whatever you got to do, because you got to take them in two pieces. But that'll be a job we tackle at some point. So anyway, getting off on a tangent with my story, then there will be footage in the video of Dad decided on Saturday night, I didn't realize this till Sunday morning, he decided he was going to go buy another tractor, or start looking for another tractor like now, because, you know, he needed something to be a backup tractor for that, you know. They wanted to borrow some of these, and I was like, well, I'm planting, you know. They wanted to borrow the 1855, and I said, I'm planting soybeans, so this is not the week for, you know, loaning out a tractor, because if it's dry, I'm going to be going. So any other time, I could come over and do that, you know. So he decided it was time to start looking for a second tractor more seriously. And so he found one on, I guess, Facebook Marketplace that kind of fit the bill for what he was looking at, because as you know from previous videos, he was kind of looking for a little utility size loader tractor, but also big enough that it could, you know, run the round baler or whatever in a pinch, you know, stuff like that. And so we went to look at this tractor, and you'll see that footage in the video. It was one of the, I don't know, we've looked at so many tractors, and he couldn't really decide what exactly he wants. So we're not going to reveal in this video whether he bought it or not, but I will show you the footage of us going to look at it. I didn't get a lot of footage of it, but it's a pretty sweet looking tractor. I mean, it's very original paint, very comparable to this tractor on the originality. I mean, it's just a very nice kept original tractor. So yeah, so take a look at the footage and we'll start it now. You're not coming? Come on, Buddy the dog. It's Buddy the dog. He's been here by himself because what do we do on a day when there is, you know, the day before you got 3.5 inches of rain? Well, you go to an auction. That's what I did. And I didn't take the camera in because it wasn't really a farm auction. I mean, there was a few little pieces where they had farmed years ago, but I didn't intend on buying anything. But I did. Several things. Not that. We've seen that before. It's back for some more loving care. We'll deal with that in a separate video. The little Isiki tractor. But I got this. How many of you recognize what this is? If you don't know, this is a Snowco trailer made back in the day by the company that made like hay elevators and stuff. And I've kind of been looking for one for years, but I never wanted to pay tons and tons and tons of money because I just didn't feel like that was something I wanted to spend a ton of money on. But my friend is an auctioneer, and he's been having auctions about every weekend, it seems like. So I go to support him, and then these people that were having the auction are friends, so I thought I'll go check it out. And they had this little trailer, which I didn't see in the pictures, but I thought, what a cute little feller. And, you know, paint it up, take it to a show. I've got a couple steel wheel walk behind garden tractors. You just set them on there and go, and then leave them on there and take them wherever. So that's what I'm thinking is going to be my plan with this little trailer. It what they used it for years ago, the two, I guess you want to say, the two old people whose place this was, they mowed cemeteries, and so they had all kinds of mowers and stuff, and this is one of their little trailers they used to haul mowers. And then the son-in-law ended up with it, and he used it to help mow and do different things, and then they sold it today on the sale. So I thought, yeah. And then in one of the barns was this walk behind something. I don't know what brand it is, but it's kind of cool. And I think for 10 bucks, I got the motor in the truck. So yeah, I like stuff like that. So this was two of the things that I bought. And then there was something else I bought, which we have to go back and get. And I don't know if I guess I can just tell you what it is now. It's not a lazy dog. I have one of those. But it is a flatbed wagon. Dad has been wanting a flatbed wagon for, you know, if you have a flatbed wagon, you know, they're handy. They're a flat surface. They can accumulate stuff that you don't want to be stuck in one location. You know, you can move around, or you can use it for hay or whatever. And they had one on there, and it didn't hardly bring anything. So I went ahead and bought it because I couldn't build it for that. I mean, the lumber to build it would have been more than that. So I went ahead and bought it, and we're gonna go get it, and then we're gonna go give it to him. And he has no idea that this is gonna happen. So we'll see what he says. He might be like, "You idiot, what are you thinking?" And then again, he might be like, "That's nice." I don't know. We'll see what his reaction is. But one thing's for sure, we gotta come up with some place to park this trailer, because I'm running out of room, friends, to park everything. So, but I do wanna, I'm gonna try to push this ahead of the crowd, like before the fair. I think it'd be kind of neat to have it done before the fair, and then set those two garden tractors on that I've got, and then, you know, have it at the fair. You can just, it's an antique trailer. I can just unhook it with the things on there and leave it as she is, you know. I don't know what the situation was with these trailers. I don't think they ever had a jack to speak of, because I think the idea was that you always left it unloaded and then you hooked it up to your whatever, and then you would drive your stuff up on and, you know, just leave it hooked up till you're done. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I believe I have to look up more info on these. It kind of looks like it was a powder blue, and I think that was one of the colors that they sold them in. So I don't know, I would probably go back with that color just because that's what it was. If that's really true, they probably maybe repainted it sometime too, I don't know. But we'll research that and try to put it back to original. But it's a cute little trailer because they got the little fenders. I mean, stylish back in those days, you know. And I even got a little boomerang chain with it. How about that? Pretty nifty. I guess I'll just back it off the driveway over here for now, and we'll go deal with this wagon. Oh, another fun thing is, back when I bought this truck, I had to pull something right away, and I didn't have a hitch with me wherever I was at. So I went to the store and I bought, and the only thing they had was this humongous drop hitch. And that didn't really work very good on, I don't know, it was like it was too low for a lot of stuff. And today, I just made it worth the while. This is exactly what it takes for this little trailer. So, you know, buy your trailer to fit your hitch, not your hitch to fit your trailer, I guess. It's the moral of the story. All right, there's our treasure. We will hopefully make it home. I didn't have a, what do you want to say, correct hitch pin, so we're gonna just use the bolt that it came with. That can't be too bad, right? Also, it appears that it's probably been sitting a while because it's pretty bouncy. Hopefully it will get over that in our travels, you know. But it came with a straw bale, so can we really be too bad, you know? Too bad a shape? I don't know if that's any better or not. Sure. I feel like the camera is kind of foggy, but I don't know. I tried to clean it. Hopefully that helped. We're plugging along life's way here. It's not going to be a fast journey, but I don't know, 5 miles or so probably. She's hopping pretty good. It probably has a lot of air in the tires, so, but that's okay. Some air is better than no air at all. I just got passed by a little yellow Mustang convertible. I can't tell which finger he gave me, but I got one, so that's fine. We're plugging along. I called Dad and he answered the phone. What do you want? And I said, that's not a very nice tone for somebody who's getting a present. But anyway, he's working on his hay mower, and it sounds like he's not having very good luck cutting hay, so I'm sure we'll have to help straighten that out when we get there, but it'll be about 15 minutes or so. We're gonna pull over here and take a look at our treasure, make sure it's still doing fine. Yeah, this is just a simple wagon on a, I believe it's a Kobe gear, which I've talked about before. That was a big thing down here. I think they were made in Ohio, but seems like everybody had one. Tags painted over. The guy told me that him and his dad built this when he was a little kid, and they built it to pick potatoes. They would dig the potatoes out of the ground and then pull the wagon through the field, and him and his brother would pile on potatoes. So anyway, I thought I could not build this wagon for what I gave for it. Look at this heavy lumber, tongue and groove, about inch thick, true inch thick lumber, you know, back when it was you got what you paid for, is what I'm saying. And I just felt like even if the gear wasn't perfect, you couldn't lose with this. So there's why it's bouncing with this hard bias ply tire, I would say. But yeah, can't beat it for the price. So We'll go give it to him, and maybe he'll be in a better mood when he sees his present. What's taking place here?
Oh, this stupid thing. What a good day. You have a good day?
Well, that depends. You come out and look at your present.
Okay, give me just a second.
No, I want it right now.
Okay, J.B. Wentworth.
Yeah, 877 cash now. So is it back together now?
Yeah.
What was the trouble?
They were hitting.
So what'd you do?
I turned that, took the turtle off, and I turned that thing just slightly.
You pulled the gear out and turned the gear?
I turned the gear a little bit.
The 4 bolts? Yeah. Okay, that's what you need.
The wagon?
You wanted a wagon. There's a wagon.
Yay, that's a nice one.
Charlie said him and his dad built it when he was a kid to pick potatoes. And so then he sold it on this auction. Yeah. And
so this wasn't Bill's, this was Charlie's.
Yeah, so I thought I couldn't build the, look at the lumber. It's tongue and groove, inch thick stuff. I mean,
yeah, that's hard
from 50 years ago.
Inch or 2 inch? That's 2 inch.
It could be 2 inch, I don't know.
Yeah. Cool.
I don't even know that you can get tongue and groove in that thickness, can you anymore?
Can. Usually it's treated. I bought some for in that barn so that the horses couldn't kick through it.
Oh, the tongue and groove?
Yeah.
It's a Kobe gear, I believe.
I don't know what a Kobe gear is.
A Kobe gear, like we had.
Oh, Kobe.
You know. Except this one might be a 5 lug, and that other one we always had was 6.
Not quite as wide. They didn't build it.
No, the old timer 7.5 feet was what they built their wagons, you know. I guess so it'd go through an 8-foot door. Is that, it might be a little narrow. Well, he said they built it for picking potatoes, so that must have been the standard thing for a potato picking. That's why the sides are probably set in. He said they'd have it mounded up. Him and his brother would pick them up off the ground after his death. Don't worry about that. There's a wagon. And a straw bale.
I can use the straw bale.
I almost left it lay. They threw it out in a hole that was there in front of the wagon, and then I picked it up and threw it back in. So, some garden stuff. I don't even know what's all in here. There you go. Probably need to get that out of there to save your bed.
Drill a hole.
Clean the bed out and paint the floor inside so it doesn't rot, because it's getting pretty warm. Well, he probably didn't paint it. He used it in parades for his election stuff too.
Oh, did he?
So that's probably, they probably painted the outside again and never painted the inside.
Yeah, we'll park it over there somewhere.
Oh, you want me to take that other wagon back, or are you not done fixing it?
I'm not done fixing it, but if you want to take it back.
No, keep it and fix it.
I got the welder, or the thing to run, so I can weld it now. Yeah, that's cool.
All right, it's the next day. Now what are we doing?
Oh, you're talking to me?
Yeah, I'm not just talking.
We are traveling to Osgood, and we're going to look at a 175 Alice Chalmers.
175 with a loader, which is basically an updated D17. It doesn't have a cab on it, does it?
I thought
no, I don't think so. It's just a loader tractor, which you've been wanting to go in the barn and scoop. But a 175 is just a D17, all revised up with square sheet metal and live hydraulics and whatnot. So,
oh no, this one doesn't. I've been looking at so many.
Yeah. So we're gonna see. I don't know if that guy will let us film while we're there, but we're gonna look at it anyway. I'll put pictures in if we can't film, but we'll see what happens.
I guess I need a backup tractor.
Yeah, they don't know about that because his 200 had a accident yesterday, and now it needs some work. So I'm not.
And not a one-day job.
No, it's going to be a long process that is going to be, I'm going to have to haul it home to do it, because it's going to take several loader tractors and all kinds of stuff, because it's going to have to be split to fix it. But anyway, we'll make that its own separate video sometime. Well, this is what he's looking at. I didn't realize that there were more tractors here this guy's got for sale, but this is his color, a 175, basically a D17 with square sheet metal. So, pretty sweet. All right, we stopped at McDonald's, drove the tractor. We're not going to tell you what we bought it or not, but what do you think about it? I'm talking to you again.
Oh, you're talking to me?
You're the only one in here, so yeah.
I thought you were talking to your people. I think it's a nice tractor. I think it'll do, it's what I've been looking for. So I think
small enough to go in the barn, but big enough to run.
Just big enough to
hay
run
tools and stuff.
Yep.
And it seemed to be in pretty excellent shape. So, and it's the smaller brother to the 200 anyway, the same series. So, and it's actually 2 years newer, I think we decided, than
that's what
the 200.
He said. He
this one's a 74 and the 200 is a 72. So I don't know, we'll show you in a future video. If you see it appear, you'll know the answer, but we're gonna leave this one here. Buddy the dog, what are you doing there? Yeah, okay. So anyway, the tractor feller that we dealt with there was a super nice guy. I really enjoyed talking to him. I thought that he was very honest and straightforward guy who, I mean, obviously because he deals in tractors. He told us that he like buys older tractors from dealers and stuff because they don't want to resell, you know, mess with selling older tractors. So he'll buy, you know, stuff, and obviously he had pretty good quality stuff. When we went there, there was like half a dozen tractors out there, you know, and he had more back behind the barn ready to, you know, clean up and get ready. So I thought it was good. And talking to him, it was obvious that he was a, you know, trustworthy person, because he had the same outlook on a lot of things that we did. He also said he had some Olivers and things, so I might have to keep his number and, you know, see whenever he wants to part with some of those. I might have to see what we can do. So yeah, another thing, I just got talking to some people and I'm hoping that we can get this done, but I might have found a bracket for this, and they said they would try to send it to me if we can work all those details out. So hopefully that is going to come to be. We'll know more about that in the next few days. It's like, I mean, they're trying to get done planting too, the same that I am, and it's just, everything is dependent on weather at this point. So unless it's an absolute emergency, it's not gonna happen overnight, you know what I'm saying? So we will see how that plays out. What else? I don't know, just updates of things. Oh, another thing I need to say, I don't know, I said in that one video that I thought I might sell the 9650. I meant one day. I didn't mean now. I'm getting all kinds of messages from people saying they want to buy the 9650, which is strange because when I want to get rid of it someday, nobody will want it. But I'm not, right now I'm using it. It's not going to be today. So I was very tempted by one viewer who had a really nice 2155, but I don't know if I'm ready to give up front wheel assist for a two-wheel drive replacement. I just don't know yet. So anyway, I guess what I was saying in that other video was I would consider selling the 9650 after I had something to replace it that I liked, you know, that was proven to do the same job. So it's not going to be sell it and then get something else. It's going to be I get something else and decide I don't use it that much anymore, and then, you know. So right now I don't think the 9650 is going anywhere. So yeah, you can just save your typing right now. Thank you for your response, but that's not, yeah, I'm not just quite there yet. So anyway, this maybe wasn't a very interesting video. A lot of random stuff, but at any rate, it is what it is, and we're going to hopefully have it dry enough to do something someday. I tried last night. I moved the four-wheel drive over to Dad's and tried to start there, and all I did was slip all the way around the field, so it wasn't dry enough there. And this, I'm sure, is a muddy mess. I'm hopefully after a while going to go out there and try it and see if I can accomplish anything, but we'll see if I can run over that one more time just to dry it out a little, and we can plant. I got everything here ready to go. It's just a matter of doing it. So at any rate, I guess we're going to call this video here. Like I said, a bunch of randomness, probably not very interesting, but that's the way it is sometimes. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Do you suffer from low intelligence and are easily entertained? Well, then hit that thumbs up button and leave a comment. And that way we can keep making entertainment that your feeble minds can understand. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.